Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Painting with Harold, and I am Harold. And today, I'm painting kind of early today because we got some pretty bad storms moving in again to our state. Uh, they're saying it may be as bad as last week. We're praying that it's not, but it's out of our hands. But anyway, tonight or today, I have got a 16 by 20 turned on landscape. Already has a thin, even coat of liquid white. And my colors today are titanium white, Prussian blue, alizarin crimson, midnight black, Van Dyke brown, dark sienna, sap green, phthalo green, cad yellow, yellow ochre, Indian yellow, and the evil bright red. And today's painting is a painting that I did a long time ago, and the painting sold, and I did another one, and as soon as I did it, it sold. And even though I did the same painting, they still don't ever turn out the same. But the basics are there. So with that said, I'm gonna just jump right in, and I got me a 2-inch brush, and I'm gonna go right into phthalo blue just a little bit. Tap it right on my brush. Get that thin, even coat across them bristles, and come up and just start making my X strokes all the way across the sky, and go back, load it up again, come to this corner, and go back. I'm gonna try not to apply a whole lot of paint up here. Because it's a dark Prussian blue is dark, and it's really aggressive color, so it don't really take a lot of it to turn the sky real blue. And the less paint we have on here, the better everything else will be when we get to that point, as far as putting the mountains in and the highlights on the mountain. All that stuff's easier when you don't have a lot of paint down. All right, that corner's good and dark. I'm gonna come over and get this other corner here. Uh-oh, we picked up a little alizarin crimson. Imagine that. By accident. Well, it turned out kind of neat. All right. We'll come across here. When you apply too much, say you apply too much liquid white or something like that to your canvas, your color don't act right. It wants to smear and move around a lot on you, and when you have the right amount up here, it'll still do what you need it to do. It'll tone your colors down, and it'll still allow you to blend. And I watched a video yesterday where a guy was basically talking about that, and everything he said in that video was true. And a lot of times people they put too much of it on, and it causes you a whole lot of problems doing other things in the painting. All right, we'll go right back into my Prussian blue. Just tap a little on the brush. Then I'm going to go right into a little phthalo green. And just mix these colors right on the brush. Now you have to be careful with that phthalo green because it's a pretty stout color in itself. Alright, I'm going to come across here like so. See how that phthalo blue and, Prussian blue and phthalo green mixed together? That green tries real hard to take over. But you just want to pull straight in from the sides. Just pull straight in from the side and let the color get lighter as you get to the horizon. Like so. We can come on in a little more. Come on over just a little further. It won't hurt. Alright, then we'll go back and get us a little more color. A little more Prussian blue. And a little more phthalo green. And we'll come in from this side and do the same thing. Just pull it across. Just want to try to keep it level because this is still water. And still water don't run off the canvas or nothing like that. And it don't flow. So just real lightly pull it across. Leaving that little sheen of white in the middle. Alright, then we'll take us a paper towel and we will knock some of this color off our brush. Just like so. Then we'll come back up here and we'll softly blend our sky. Just real softly. Then we'll blend our water real softly. And that's just straight horizontal strokes, nothing out of the ordinary here. Just real light. And the lighter you do it, the better you have a chance of saving that little sheen of light. But just like that's all we're looking for. Then we can clean that brush. Alright. Next we want to pick us up a little fan brush. And we want to go right into some titanium white. Just pull the brush through. Get your little color on both sides. Like so. You can see that. Alright, then we just want to start up here in the sky somewhere. And just making our little circles. Just making our little circles is all we're doing. Just bring one in like so. And come up here and kind of work out the bottom a little. Alright. Then come over here on this side and do you another little one. Just making the little circles. That's all we're doing. Just making little circles. And you can come back up here and kind of softly blend out the bottom. Not like so. And come back here and Do you another one. Just like that. And work out the bottom. Then come over here and do you another little one. And then kind of work out the bottom. Alright. Then leave that paint on the brush. We'll go right into our Midnight Black. We're going to mix that color right on the brush with a little bit of white that's left. Now, Midnight Black from the Bob Ross Company has a little bit of lavender look to it, and that's what we want right now. That's why we chose this color. Alright, then we want to come up and just go in here along the bottom and just put us some color in here. Just put a little of that lavender in on the bottom. Do the same again here. We're going to do every one of the clouds this way. We just want a little of this color in the bottom. Just like so. Alright, we'll wash that brush. Then we're going to pick us up a clean, dry 2-inch brush. And just the top corner of the brush, we're going to come up and just lightly blend out the bottom. Just being careful to stay out the top. We don't want to get in the top. Just want to blend out the bottom of all the clouds. Just like so. I got a suggestion in my comments. The guy said he really liked the videos, and he suggested that since I'm right-handed, I set my camera up over here on the left side, and said it might help keep my arm or my hand out of the way. And I think what I'm gonna do is the next time I get a chance to move all these, well, I done set a table up over here that I'm using on my left side. I need to move it to my right side and move a couple other things around. I think I may try that. Just set everything up on the opposite side and see if it helps with the angle of the camera in it. All right. Then just slightly come in, fluff up your clouds, just like always, just like so. And then what Bob said, 2 hairs and some air, come across them, lightly blend, just like so. And you can see where the color tries to make a funny little straight line in there, and that's not really what we want. All right, now we will hang on to that brush for a minute. I will pick up. I'm going to grab a small filbert brush. We did some of these clouds in a painting yesterday, but we didn't add the dark color. All right, now we're going to come up here. We're going to add us a little white caps on here. We're going to add these on just to take these over some of these dark spots here. Kind of blend them together. And then that'll also whiten our tops back up. Plus it'll give us some puffiness down in the color part. It'll make it look like it actually belongs together. About like so. And when you're doing this, you can just, touch at random. You don't have to touch everywhere, because we will be blending again here in a minute. But the thing of it is, we won't be blending the top. So, if you're going to touch some really, really bright white up here, just kind of make sure it's in the top and maybe just a little bit down the side, or the side. Just let it hang over just a little. Down here in the bottom, if you add a little white, it's just gonna dull that color down when we come back across. That's really all it's gonna do. But up here, it'll actually, up top, it'll actually add you a nice little crown on top of those clouds. Like so. And then where that line was, that's what I'm talking about, like that right there. When you want to come down on the side, just bring some down. But, just make sure at the top you keep it good and bright. But down on the sides, you ain't got to touch far, just enough to break that straight line up across here, to where the cloud looks more rounded and fluffy. I know when we were kids, we used to lay down in the grass and look up at the clouds, and you could watch them turn into things. If you had an imagination, you could see all kinds of stuff. You could see animals and people, and just all kinds of stuff. I guess you're limited by your imagination as to what you actually did see. Now this little procedure right here, you don't always have to do this every time you make clouds, but on some clouds you want them to be a little different than in a painting than you do another painting. In some paintings, your cloud actually defines a lot of the mood and the scene. Time of day is important in a painting. Position of the light, like where's the sun at. And if you come in here and you brighten every one of these tops, chances are it's going to put the sun overhead or high in the sky, but you can still determine what side it's on, where exactly is it at in the sky. And most right-hand painters put it on the right-hand side. And I think that's just because it's easier. Because, a left-handed painter, they're going to want to put it on the left-handed side because it's easier for them. Because left-handed painters kind of have a hard time taking lessons from a right-handed teacher because everything's backwards for them. I've thought about that a bunch of times, how weird that's got to be when you're trying to learn something and you're learning it backwards. I know I couldn't imagine going to a left-handed teacher. That's all I'm doing right here is just tapping in some straight titanium white in the tops of these clouds to get them a good bright top. And all I'm doing is tapping. I'm not doing any circles now. Just just tapping. Like if I make a spot, I'll come back under and tap out the bottom of that spot, but leave the top good and bright. And then, you know, just bring you a couple white spots down into the cloud, like so. Like right here is a really dark spot. You can touch right there. And when you come back up here to blend, you're gonna blend with a 1-inch brush this time. And all that color will just mix because we're gonna brush lightly. We're gonna blend this real light with just a corner. We wanna just come in here and just brush these colors together. Just let that brush just barely touch them and blend them. Just like so. Just like that. That's all we want to do. We ain't trying to get rid of no colors or nothing. We just want to lightly blend the light color in with the dark color in little circles. Just lightly blend it. And try to stay out of that top. Just like that. Just like that. And just like that. Now you can blend or pull across these clouds when you come in to fluff them up. You can do that still with the 1-inch brush. You don't have to go back and get a 2-inch every time. You can do it with this 1-inch brush. And then just very lightly. I mean, right here, you just barely touching that paint. I mean, barely. And the only reason you know you're touching it is because you can see it moving, that, putting those little brush strokes in there. That's the only way you even know you're touching it. Just like that. That's all we want to do. Just set them clouds right down in the sky. Okay. And we'll hang on to that brush for now. It didn't get much paint on it. Alright, we'll pick up our knife now. And I'm going to go pick up some Van Dyke Brown. Probably about M&M Full. And we'll pick up same dark sienna at about the same amount. And just mix them together. And they don't have to be thoroughly mixed. They can be loosely mixed because they're both dark colors. Pull them out flat as you can get them. Get that little roll of paint out on your knife. And we're going to come up here. I'm going to start right here in the middle. Why not? I know that goes against all the rules, but you know, call me a bad boy. Call me a rule breaker. I don't care. I'm going to come down and I'll make another little peak. Just like so. And I'll make another little peak out here. Like so. And come up here and steal some of this paint. And I'll go pick up a little more. And I'm gonna make a taller peak over here. Just like that. And bring another little peak off it. Just like so. And I'm gonna bring this one over and join it up with that little peak. Just like so. all this paint out that you can. Because just remember, when you first building your mountains, all you really worried about is your inside, your outside line here. That's all you really got to be concerned with. All right, then bring that over and come down like so. And just a little kick out right there. And then on down again. Pick you up a little more paint. You can come up here and bring this on around. You can bring you in another peak right here. Like so. And you can put you another little peak right there. You can put peaks wherever you want them. It's your world. You don't want this many peaks in your mountain? Don't put that many peaks in your mountain. Do whatever you want to do. But the more practice you get with this knife, the better at it you'll get. And I am not just saying that. It is the truth. You'll get to the point to where you'll catch yourself picking that thing up without even thinking about it. You'll be like, oh my God, look at me just up here grabbing the knife. Alright, just like that, we have a pretty nice little layout there. Okay, now, as bad as I hate to, I know we haven't got much done so far. I got to take a small break. I got to run upstairs and grab a bite to eat right quick. And when I get back, I will get back started and we'll finish knocking it out.